Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, we got a lot to discuss. The New York Jets have fired Robert Saleh. We also lost to the Vikings. I'm sure y'all want to talk about that too. 515-602-9639. Give me 1 second, folks. We're going to connect the audio. Hold on.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, we have a lot to discuss. Okay, we got quite a bit to discuss. We're going to get to the calls and the lines very quickly, okay? 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I am taking all callers, okay? The New York Jets have fired Robert Saleh. I'm going to say it again. The New York Jets have fired Robert Saleh today, and we're going to be discussing that. Also, there was a loss to the Vikings. I'm sure you folks want to discuss that as well. Listen, let me go ahead and get into the show. I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. All right. I am also on Twitter as well, okay? For those of you that do not like me saying Twitter, you just got to get over it. You just got to let it go at this point, okay? Going over to Twitter, type in @TheLongBeachJoe, @TheLongBeachJoe on Twitter. Follow me. I'll follow you right back. I love going back and forth and having spirited discussions with people, okay? That's what I call those arguments that y'all try to get into with me. I call them spirited discussions, okay? And I have plenty of those with a lot of people. Also, your boy, the iTunes is up. You know what I'm saying? It's always up, but the audio, the podcast version of the show is on iTunes. Going over to iTunes, type in The Long Beach Joe Show, The Long Beach Joe Show, okay, on iTunes. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a 5-star rating. And let me know what you folks think about what I'm doing over here. Leave me some feedback. Again, I want to thank all of my overseas listeners. I'm always going to thank y'all because it's crazy that people so far away from me are listening to me. London, UK, Australia, all over the place. Okay, I got people that listen to me from Africa. Salutes, all right, to you folks from the motherland. Nothing but respect to everybody, and I want to thank everybody for that. All right. Thank all of my listeners, but again, all of my overseas listeners. Ireland, I got people listening to me from Ireland. It is wild, okay? So I want to thank y'all all for that. Again, 5-star rating. Leave me some feedback, okay? And as always, folks, listen, we also do this live on YouTube, okay? Come on over to YouTube, type The Long Beach Joe Show. Oh, excuse me, Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. All right, subscribe to the channel on there. All right, give me, hit that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up on my videos, okay? And just know, because we go live, okay? We do live streams over here. We do the live, the content live. A lot of people, especially the ladies, saying I'm a handsome man. Thank you so much. But when you come over here, okay, and you hear us live, guess what? You're going to have to get involved with some people, okay? And that's my chat. I call my chat the Savages. You want to know why? Because they're savage. Savage. Listen, they don't play no games. They don't hold no punches, all right? Nobody is safe, not even me, okay? If they don't like your take, they don't like what you bring to the table, they're going to let you know, all right? So please come on over, get involved with what we're doing. Again, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe, thumbs up, and also share the content across your social media with your friends and your family. I want to thank everybody that does that, okay? Now, we're going to get to the lines quickly. Just hold on 1 second. Give me like just a couple minutes, okay? Literally, it's going to be very, very short. I'm going to cover what's going on here with the New York Jets. Of course, we know the Jets lost to the Vikings 17-23. We'll be talking about that. Aaron Rodgers, 3 interceptions, a lot of issues. But the big talk today, right? The big shoe that dropped. Robert Saleh was fired by the New York Jets. Okay, fired by the New York Jets. 5 games into the season, the Jets are 2-3. He's done. All right. It was a stunner for me. Okay, I woke up. I thought it was a joke. I'm so serious. I thought it was a joke. I'm walking around. I see, oh, Robert Saleh fired. I thought somebody was playing around. No, nobody was playing around. It was very serious. Robert Saleh himself, according to reports, was stunned as well. He was actually there in the facility with his staff, and they were preparing for the upcoming game that the New York Jets have. And we're going to review some things about the loss to the Vikings, and he was notified that he was fired. They went and took care of that situation. Saleh had a 20-36 record here with the New York Jets. We know he never made the playoffs in his tenure here. This is the first time that Woody Johnson has fired a coach during a season in his tenure. It's kind of crazy, right? And it was made very clear that it was a Woody Johnson decision, all right? Jeff Ulbrich will take over as the interim head coach. Now, I look at this situation and I say to myself, Saleh was a great defensive coordinator, right? He was. But he had a lot of issues, okay? But what shocked me about the situation is the Jets are 2-3, and we're still in the running to be first in the AFC East if we beat the Bills. There's a chance the Jets literally are going to lead the division. So that's what was shocking to me, was that he would be fired in season with the Jets still having a chance to, grab hold of the division and maybe take the reins and take off with it, right? You look at the situation, man. Again, Saleh was a good defensive coordinator. His defenses here since he's been here, always been solid, right? Even though they struggled a little bit this season, there was some, this defense is still playing. Now, the offenses, on the other hand, have struggled, and we all know that. From him moving from coordinator to coordinator, and it really doesn't matter, it seems like, who his quarterback is. Things just can't get together. But another thing is the sloppy and undisciplined play of the team as well, is I think what is extremely shocking and continues to be something in his tenure. The excessive penalties, all those things, you can't have that and decide to be a winner. And Woody Johnson actually spoke to the media today because everybody was stunned about the situation and what had happened. And he said some things about why he decided to pull the plug on Saleh in season. I want you guys to give it a listen. Here it goes.
And I just want, my opening statement is that this is one of the most talented teams that has ever been assembled by the New York Jets. I wanted to give this team the most opportunity to win this season. I feel that we had to go in a different direction, and that's why I did that today. The change that we made today, that I made, I believe will bring new energy and positivity that will lead to more wins starting now. I want to say, which I've said earlier to some of the members of the leadership team that represents the players, how proud I am of this team, this specific team this year, and excited about what could happen and what will happen, particularly given these changes that we've made today.
So Woody Johnson speaking on that situation, he's moved on. He's seen enough. He's fed up with what he's seen out there, which is understandable, right? The New York Jets have struggled. They've come out often in games looking unprepared, looking sloppy, having horrific first halves, okay, and then trying to dig themselves out of the hole often. Or you look at the game that we had against the Broncos. That was horrific. That was a horrific game, especially the first half. And to see a Jets team that is extremely talented, as Woody Johnson spoke about, lose to the Broncos in the fashion that they did, I'm sure started to put this in motion. But the big question, though, is, right, Robert Saleh, we know his defenses are good, but the offense, right, how does this firing make the offense better, right? How does him getting rid of him, how does this make the offense better? That has been the biggest question for the New York Jets. Nathaniel Hackett, to this point, still the New York Jets offensive coordinator. It seems like it doesn't matter who his quarterback is, whether it be, Zach Wilson or Trevor Siemian or, anybody, right? It seems like his offenses cannot get it together. Even the backup quarterback he brought from Green Bay with him didn't work out. Now Aaron Rodgers is quarterback. Still, you're seeing the offense struggle. And you're seeing Aaron Rodgers be visibly frustrated with the offensive struggles, with the play calls. You're seeing Aaron Rodgers tell him to hurry up and get the play calls in because we're often blowing through timeouts to stop getting delay of game penalties. So you start to look around and say, okay, well, what is going on with the offense here? Now that you moved on from Robert Saleh, is there going to be something going on with the offense? And this is what Woody Johnson had to say about that.
Hey, Woody, this is Connor Hughes with SNY. I know you mentioned specifically the offense there, that the changes you're going to make on offense, you're going to make on offense. But specifically, what are you going to do to ignite that group? Or are you considering changes on the offensive side of the ball? And then as a second quick question, how would you assess the job that Nathaniel Hackett has done as your offensive coordinator the last 2 years and specifically this year?
Okay, well, I think we're going to make changes wherever changes are due. We know where we're weak and where we're strong, and so do you. You can see it every week, and so we are going to make the changes that enable us to give these fabulous players on both sides of the ball the chance to win. And we know that we have to make some improvements and changes here. That is sure. And Jeff, although I haven't had a chance to talk to him too much today because he's quickly morphing into being the head coach, which is a pretty sizable transition for him, which I think he's more than capable of handling, by the way. And so, offense has been it's been a challenge, more than a challenge, and I think it's something that I'm sure he'll be focusing on.
There it is. It's been a challenge, more than a challenge, is what he said. There's been a lot of talk that we'll see what happens going forward with Nathaniel Hackett. Maybe other people will get involved in the play calls. Jeff Ulbrich was asked about that, and I'll discuss that in a second. But Woody Johnson also made it very clear that Aaron Rodgers was not involved in this decision at all to move on from Robert Saleh at all. Wasn't involved with him whatsoever. Said he talked to Aaron Rodgers like Monday, right before the night before he got moved on from Robert Saleh, but they didn't discuss it whatsoever. Woody also spoke on, Joe Douglas's part in this, removal of Robert Saleh as the New York Jets head coach. And he basically said that he consulted with Douglas, but he clearly said that this was my decision and mine alone. So you start to wonder, what is Joe Douglas's footing within this franchise? We're going to be talking about that as well. This was directly from the top. This is Woody Johnson coming down and saying, I've had enough of seeing this product that's on the field, and I'm making a change, point blank, period. Jeff Ulbrich as well, now the New York Jets interim head coach, had a presser today, spoke with the media. And he was asked directly who will call the offensive plays for the Jets. And he said, everything will be assessed, the process, the responsibilities, but I do not foresee any changes in the staff. Again, that's extremely interesting because Nathaniel Hackett has been a guy that everybody has wanted up out of here for a long time since he became the New York Jets offensive coordinator. His offensive has struggled. And I just don't understand how you move on from Robert Saleh. Okay, he's the head coach. But how do you not get rid of Nathaniel Hackett when you watch his product, when you watch that he can't utilize players' talents, as much as he should, when you watch that he doesn't understand how to get guys in spaces? How come we can't call plays for our stars like other teams can for theirs? The Chiefs, Travis Kelce's getting the ball. The Vikings, Justin Jefferson's getting the ball. Why can't we do that for our guys? But still and yet, he doesn't foresee any changes in the staff. Jeff Ulbrich also, said he has a good relationship with Aaron Rodgers. He said he's one of those guys that has unbelievable experience, and he's seen this game at the highest level for a long time. That's going to go a long way. Because, again, as this season continues on, I don't think the Jets are looking to lay down. But this is a big, big change, a big change. And this is the change. Maybe this is going to be the change that sparks the offense. We'll see. Jeff Ulbrich also, when asked if the Jets needed radical changes after seeing what we've seen for these couple weeks, he said, I think everything's on the table. We're not playing to our potential. We're too talented to be putting product we put out on the field there the last couple of weeks, especially. Okay, so there's a lot of issues, a lot of issues. I want to get to the lines. Okay, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I am taking all callers, and I'm going to get to everybody, okay? Listen, please give the stream a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Also, listen, the super chat's up there. Go ahead and give to the platform if you like. Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Anything you get to the platform is greatly appreciated. When you call in, please make sure you have a good phone line. I want to be able to hear you nice, clear, and crisp, okay? And no background noise. For my new callers, there's no cursing on my show. Don't call into my show cursing, or I will get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast. Faster than the New York Jets can fire Robert Saleh. That was fast. Woo! Was that too early? Was that too soon? I didn't fire him. I know most of y'all wanted him fired, but I didn't fire him, right? I didn't. Okay? Y'all fired him. I didn't fire him, okay? All right? 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Savages in the chat. Please keep putting your thoughts in the chat. I will come to y'all, okay? I see every last one of you. JJ, Outlaw, all right? Orlando, I see you in the building. Salutes to all the Savages. But I will come to y'all. We got callers, and I got to get to the lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. First caller I'm going to is Nico. Nico, I'm coming directly to you. Val, JJ, hold on. New callers as well. Hold on. We'll come to you guys in a second, but I got to get to Nico. For those of you that do not know, Nico, let me tell you something. This man's a savage. Savage. Nico, salutes. It's always good to speak to you, my friend. Listen, man, Robert Saleh fired today by the New York Jets, by Woody Johnson. Jets are 2-3. What are your thoughts about this, man?
Obviously, good. First of all, salutes to my brother.
Salutes, man.
I thought they were going to give him the Buffalo game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought it. I kind of want him, gone. I'm not going to lie.
You're breaking up. Hold on a second, Nico. You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you're on a headset or something. Maybe you can kind of correct that situation.
Yeah, I'm on my headset.
Okay, yeah. If you can come off the headset a bit, yeah, that'll be much better for us. So when you look at this situation, man, say it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you're still sounding a little janky there. I'll tell you what. Hang up and call back in, and we'll come right back to you. All right. All right. We're going to keep going now. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, we're going to JJ. JJ, we're coming directly to you. All right. JJ, I know he's got something to say. Listen, for those of you that do not know, JJ, he's a savage. Savage. JJ salutes. Robert Saleh fired. Give me your thoughts, man, on this situation. Fired in season. The Jets are 2-3. He's gone. How are you feeling about this, man?
Man, it's funny because I was at work and all of a sudden I started getting a bunch of texts. Mm-hmm. I was like, "Oh no, we got Devontae, didn't we?" I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I read them. I was like, "Oh my goodness." Mm-hmm. But listen, I mean, I feel like after the game in London versus Minnesota, when you started hearing the players talk about accountability, I felt like, okay, there's a decent chance he's going to be out this week. A couple of the players were saying we got to be held accountable, and once the players start using those terms, it's almost like trying to get somebody canned in a way. So I was like, all right, this could end bad here very soon. So I'm not totally stunned.
Let me and I hear you're not totally stunned, JJ. But here's my thing. I understand, the loss to the Vikings. I get that there's been games where the Jets have been up and down. We dominated the Patriots, but there's been some up and down games. But the Jets are still 2-3, right? I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. The Jets are still 2-3, right, at this point. And
so
again,
like,
we're
if
still
we win
competing
Monday,
to be
like you
first
said, we're in
place.
first.
Yeah, we're still competing to be
Right.
first place in the AFC East. So aren't you surprised that it
Yeah.
happened with this on the line? I mean, we're still in it. It's not like it's over, right?
Right. No, it's fair. It's fair. You know, like you said, we win Monday, we're in first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think the timing's a little odd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like obviously they weren't huge believers in him. So, to my thing is just you should have just fired him before the season started, right? Like that's kind of my thing. I don't love the timing. Like if we lost, say we lost to the Bills, and then we have the next one the following week, I think Houston. So like, say we lost both of those, then it's like, all right, now a change has to be made. But it's fair. I definitely get where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get where you're coming from. But so just the timing's a little odd. I just think the timing's a little weird. But again, when I heard the players' comments in the Minnesota game, I was like, okay, something could happen here very soon.
Yeah.
So it didn't. I was a little surprised, but I wasn't like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, JJ, I was stunned. Now, here's another question for you,
JJ.
Yeah. When you hear that Aaron Rodgers was not consulted at all about this move, does that surprise you?
That's bad.
Like, give me your thoughts on that, because we all know that Aaron Rodgers has made it very clear that the sole reason why he was so in to come here was because the Jets had a stable franchise, a stable footing on their franchise with Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas. And now with that move being made with Saleh and him not even being talked to or consulted about it until it was done and the move was made by the owner, I mean, what are your thoughts about the future going forward with Aaron Rodgers? Give me your thoughts.
First, I don't believe it. I believe Woody Johnson even said he just spoke to him last night. Come on now. There's no way that didn't come up if they just had a conversation the night before he gets fired. That's I'm sorry. There's no way Rodgers didn't have any idea. I don't believe that for a second. But again, Rodgers, you saw kind of everybody made a big deal of whatever happened on the sideline where Rodgers looked annoyed with so maybe there was more to it than some people said, and it definitely felt like Rodgers wasn't in love with him, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, again, but I don't know, head coach, I don't know what he's going to do. He's a defensive coordinator, so that's still up in the air.
Yeah.
But I just don't believe it that Rodgers didn't know.
Yeah.
I can't buy that for a second.
Okay.
I just can't.
JJ is saying, Woody Johnson blowing smoke, huh? Okay. If that's your feeling. Listen, he said.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. My bad.
No, you're saying that, Woody Johnson's blowing smoke and you believe it. I'm like, even with Joe Douglas, the fact that he consulted Joe Douglas and still made the move and said it was my decision, I made this alone, is kind of, shocking as well. Because it's like, from everything that we knew, the whole turnaround of the New York Jets was because Woody Johnson was stepping out of the role of making decisions for the franchise, and he allowed Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh to do those things. And now it seems like Woody's had enough of that role. Now he's stepping in and doing his thing. My final question before I let you go, JJ, quickly, man. Nathaniel Hackett, still on the staff. If you fired Robert Saleh, but you didn't fire Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, give me your thoughts on that, man.
Yeah, I mean, he should have been canned as well. He should have been canned as well. I mean, I don't get why he wasn't. I mean, the offense is still a huge question mark. I'm still not going to believe that all of a sudden the running game's going to get going out of the blue. I don't believe that's. There's still a lot of questions offensively. The defense has been great. Minus San Francisco. The pass defense has been elite all year. The run defense was shaky in the beginning, but that's been a lot better. The defense is playing awesome. But even now the O-line, I was complimenting them every first few weeks, saying this O-line is amazing, and lately,
it's been
a little Tyron Smith's been a little shaky. He's been
Yep.
getting beat. Fashanu's been at right tackle. They got to get back. They got to get it back together, man.
Yeah, listen,
The
JJ.
O-line's got to get it back together.
That's a fact. Listen, JJ, I got to slide off. Thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right? We're going to keep moving. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We got callers. The lines are hot. We're going to keep moving and get to everybody. Next, we're going to Val. Val, I'm coming directly to you. Brick City, North Carolina. I see y'all in the building. I will be coming to you. Nico, I'm coming back to you as well. All right, but we got to go to Val because we know what time it is. Dun, 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 dun. He's a savage. Savage. Val salutes Robert Saleh. Fired. Fired. Okay. Going up on a Tuesday. Okay. Robert Saleh fired on a Tuesday, 5 weeks into the season, Val. The Jets are 2-3, competing to be first in the AFC East if they can beat the Bills. What are your thoughts on this move, man?
Man, oh man, wasn't he just having an argument last week about how Robert Saleh, he was basically saying that he's not so safe that other people was making it seem like he was safe.
I did.
And you was like, listen, he could be gone next week. Yeah, you definitely did. And as you've seen this week, breaking news. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is normally not Woody Johnson's MO.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't fire head coaches mid-season. This is very surprising. When I woke up, I was just like, what? Woody Johnson? I would have never thought he would have did this. He didn't even fire Adam Gase.
No.
He was terrible. Very terrible.
They actually fired Greg Williams before they fired Adam Gase. I'll let you keep going. I'm sorry. They actually fired Greg Williams that year before they fired Adam Gase. They fired Greg Williams during the season and waited till after the season to fire Adam Gase. That was crazy. I'm sorry, Val. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, absolutely, and you're right about that. But never the head coach. That was totally different. That's left for Woody Johnson. But I will say, there's been reports that Robert Saleh was considering firing Nathaniel Hackett, and 5 minutes later they end up telling Robert Saleh that you're going. Basically, I don't know how true that is, but that's been the response.
Man,
that's been the reports that's been out there. So I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
But if that is, then you know who's behind that situation.
Yeah.
And I guess Aaron Rodgers. Oh, go ahead.
Listen, and look, there's a lot of rumors floating around. I don't know how credible that is, but I want to go here with you. You brought up Aaron Rodgers. Woody Johnson, directly out of his mouth, said that he did not consult Aaron Rodgers at all before making this move. He didn't talk to him about it whatsoever. Now, he did talk to him the Monday, before he did it, but it was about something else. He never said, hey, what are your thoughts about me firing Robert Saleh to Aaron Rodgers? Nothing. What are your thoughts about that? Because Aaron Rodgers, right, said out of his own mouth that one of the sole reasons he came to the Jets was because of Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas. And now Robert Saleh's out the building. He wasn't even talked to about it. What are your thoughts about this situation and how it can unfold in the future with Aaron Rodgers? Do you think we have a future with him after seeing this situation?
I don't know if I really believe that all the way, Joe. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Because it's just very far fetched how everybody's been screaming offense has been terrible, offense has been terrible. And listen, I've been saying Robert Saleh has been a horrible head coach as well too. 20-36 has been his record. I heard you earlier today, and I definitely wrote that down because I wanted to be accurate. So 20-36, that is a terrible record for a head coach. And Joe Douglas, his record is terrible as well too. But he definitely did his thing this off season. And I will say, man, it's just like I don't totally believe that all the way. But like I said, you wanted to get along with this man, Aaron Rodgers, and it was going to come with some type of baggage. Now, the baggage is Nathaniel Hackett. Now you can't really get rid of Hackett. And that's the problem with this situation. And now you see that Nathaniel Hackett is really safe because of Aaron Rodgers, but not saying that he's totally this is all allegations. This is all allegations, but Nathaniel Hackett is definitely safe
But
from what I've seen. And
here's the thing,
okay.
and I hear exactly what you're saying. If Nathaniel Hackett is safe, then did you really fire the right guy? Because, look, as much as we blame Robert Saleh for a lot of things, and he is absolutely, responsible for these
CEO head coach.
Yeah, the CEO head coach thing we were sold, which I told y'all from the jump, don't really exist. It's too hard in the NFL for that to really even Belichick, right? He had unbelievable assistants. Like McDaniels, not a great head coach, but a phenomenal offensive coordinator. Romeo Cannell, there was a ton of guys that he had that were really good coordinators that really, set the standard. And again, under his tutelage, they were unbelievable. When they left, they were always garbage. But under him, they were magnificent, right? But even he was more of a guy that focused on the defense, did his thing, right? But here's the deal. Robert Saleh, okay, the slow, sloppy starts, the penalties and stuff like that, holding guys accountable. Yeah, that's on him. The head coach should absolutely, take care of that. He's in control. Yeah, the penalties, all that stuff, right? But the defense has never been like horrific. It hasn't. Nowhere near as bad as the offense. And ever since Nathaniel Hackett got here, and I'm going to turn this back over to you, Val. Ever since Nathaniel Hackett has been here, it doesn't matter who his quarterback is. It seems like this offense can't ever get it together. And even with Aaron Rodgers, you see that Aaron Rodgers is visibly upset with his offensive play calling or how slow the play calls are getting in. So how is it that guy is safe when, if you look, right, the Jets have been a defensive – that was one of the things we were coming into the season talking about. The Jets' defense is no issues. It's the offense. So how are we firing the guy that runs the defense and letting the guy, continue on? That offense is, for the most part, stunk. Give me your thoughts, Val.
Well, this is the thing. All right, so the first question you asked was, did we fire the right guy?
Yeah.
I say he was one of the right guys that we did fire because, again, I understand you said the CEO head coach wasn't a real position, but he did get hired under that position and stuff. And, the penalties and everything and the players being accountable wasn't being held. Like I said, he's a good guy, but he's not a good head coach. Not at all. Like, he's just not a good head coach. He's a better defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have demoted him as a defensive coordinator and, probably Jeff being the head coach and stuff, and then firing Nathaniel Hackett, who was a real problem. But I know you said that wasn't realistic and stuff like that, so we got to just play it by realistic games. But I will say that Nathaniel Hackett should have definitely been relieved from his duties as well, too. This is his third year of being ranked basically in the bottom of offense, of not getting it done, including the Denver Broncos as well, too. So he didn't make it work with Russell Wilson. He didn't make it work with Zach Wilson. He didn't make it work with Tim Boyles.
Nope.
He didn't make it work with
Trevor
a
Siemian.
plethora of other quarterbacks. And now Trevor Siemian is another person. And then on top of that, now you got this man, Aaron Rodgers, the person that he, helped get MVP, and everything is not looking right now. So I would say he's definitely the problem. And so that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why this guy hasn't been fired. And it just only comes to my point of, being realistic and coming to common sense that he's being protected. It has to be he's being protected because the production is not there. I mean, come on, Joe. It doesn't make no sense. The defensive side is not bad. Yes, the head coaching of overall, looking at overall the talent, it has not been good. Penalties is still a problem and everything else. But it's definitely the offensive plays has been lackluster. And again, I'm just watching the Chiefs game this past Monday, and they're doing all trickery plays. They're not doing these simple plays. And I understand we have the type of quarterback that's a pocket presence. He has his own style. But it's just like they're running some real plays. Like they're very unpredictable. I feel like we're too predictable on offense, and that's a problem. If you want to get to the Super Bowl, we have to be unpredictable.
Yep.
Especially going against top defenses. And they just beat the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl, and that was a top-heavy defense. And the only way that you're going to beat them is being unpredictable on offense, and I don't think we have that ability yet.
Yeah. No, listen, you're speaking facts, and my final question, and I got to get back to these lines after this, Val. Brick City, you'll be next. I see you, North Carolina. and Nico, listen. My concern now, right, is in the past we've struggled when the Johnsons were making decisions for this franchise. When they allowed Joe Douglas to make decisions, we saw that there was a difference in this team and its makeup. Now Woody Johnson is stepping back into a role where he's firing people. He just fired Robert Saleh. How concerned are you that Woody Johnson will continue making decisions again for this team and this franchise, and that will lead back to its downfall again?
Okay, and this is my question. I mean, this is my answer to that. I feel like hopefully this move definitely makes a spark, because the only thing that saved us this week was the Bills losing. If the Bills didn't lose, we would have been definitely in trouble. But now this is definitely a must-win. And I would say also that, do I have confidence that he's going to make the right moves going forward? I'm not too sure, but are we going to see some more moves? If the offense is still looking stalemate and it's not working, then I would definitely say that, I feel like this is definitely, he's going to definitely make a move on offense. And if he doesn't, then we know Aaron Rodgers have a huge impact of Nathaniel Hackett not being moved or anything like that. And I'll leave it there. And also, Devontae Adams, we got to get Devontae Adams, because I know we're not talking about the Vikings. There's too much stuff to talk about, but we cannot keep force-feeding this man, keep giving the ball to this man, Allen Lazard. He does not have hands like that. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers keep force-feeding this man the ball, but it was too horrible.
Well, but the question,
this past game.
And I hear what you're saying, but the question is, now at this point, as if you're Devontae Adams, why would you want to come to the New York Jets? They just fired their head coach. They've shown you that they're right now. They are a sinking ship. You look at, Quincy Williams just came out, and I was going to play that, but I had to censor it. He came out and said he was tired of the same thing happening every week, and he said more colorful words than what I just said. He said he was tired of the same thing happening every week. He was tired of hearing the same thing every week, and this was before the firing of Robert Saleh. Now you come in, and Robert Saleh himself was stunned by the firing. You got all this shakeup over here. Never mind the fact that Joe Douglas, to me, this move clearly shows that Joe Douglas is not on, solid footing either. He could end up being gone as well. We knew that coming into this year. Okay? We all knew that. Aaron Rodgers said that. If we don't get something done, everybody's going to be up out of here. Why would Devontae Adams come here? That was one of the reasons he was trying to get out there to the Raiders. And then the Raiders situation is shaky. No. He's trying to get up out of there. It's things that's going on over there that he don't like, according to reports. So why would he come to another shaky situation where you got an owner that seems to reverting back to his old self? I'll give you the final word quickly before I let you go, Val.
Okay, no doubt. So the reason why I would say it, 2 words, Aaron Rodgers. Okay. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is the only reason why he will come here. He's been consistently showing that he loves playing with his former people that he's familiar with as a quarterback, because, again, if you watch the Netflix series, like, he's putting his body on the line. He wants to play with somebody that is on the same type of timing that is on him. But I will say that Aaron Rodgers could influence him to come. And the best thing about this, he has a no-trade clause, so he could control his destination to go. And Derek Carr is injured, so he might be going for 4 to 5 games or something like that, to that extent, from what I heard. So, they're not going to be staring in the same ship as well, too. So
yeah, well, we'll see.
I would say that there, though, Joe.
Listen, Val, I got to slide off. I got other callers. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
You too, man. Have a good one, man. And salute to all the savages out there. And, hopefully this sparks the game.
Hopefully. Hopefully, man. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. I also want to talk about expectations for Jeff Ulbrich. I want to talk about that tonight with y'all as well, because he has an excellent opportunity. This was a guy that, I'm telling you, his name was ringing. I don't know if y'all remember this, right? All Jets fans. There was a time where we thought we were going to lose Jeff Ulbrich to another team in the NFL, because a lot of people were looking at him saying that he was a head coaching candidate. Everything that he had done with the Jets defense, the things he was moving, he was a hot name in head coaching candidate circles. So we're going to be talking about that tonight as well. Let me get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Savages, I will come to y'all in a second in the chat. Next, we're going to Brick City. Brick City, I'm coming directly to you. North Carolina, I'll be coming to you very soon. Nico, I'm coming back to you in a minute. All right, but we got to get to Brick City, okay? For those of you that do not know, listen, this man, Brick City, he is a savage. Savage. Brick City, what's going on, my friend? Robert Saleh, no longer the head coach of the New York Jets, fired. Okay, today stunned everybody, stunned me, stunned all the Jets fans I know. Hell, it even stunned Robert Saleh himself. He was in the facility getting ready for the Bills, and then they said, you better get ready to get up out of here. Give me your thoughts about this situation.
I mean, I guess I'm Nostradamus, man. I predicted this on your show Friday. Yeah, it was a shock to me. It was a shock because it happened like the way it happened was a shock, but I wouldn't doubt that was going to happen because we laid an egg against Denver. That was an embarrassment. Then we completely embarrassed ourselves this past Sunday, even though Mike Williams was holed by Gilmore and the referees didn't do nothing because we were the Jets. But it is what it is. We had opportunities to win that game again. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers getting hit again. Is hurt again. And it was time, man. It's time to get a spark. Let's see what Albrecht is made of. Because three things can only come out of this, Joe. One, which is Albrecht proves himself and he remains the head coach, similar to Antonio Pierce in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Two, he can prove himself, but then he'll be a head coach from another team that might poach him. Mm-hmm. Or three, he might completely crap the bed and just remain a defensive coordinator for the rest of his career. Mm-hmm. So those three things can happen.
Or four.
In my humble opinion.
Hold on. Or four, okay. Right? Or four, the Jets season completely falls off the rails because of this firing. And we go into reset mode because Aaron Rodgers walks away and none of the guys want to re-sign to stay here for a rebuilding process again.
Yeah, I was going to lean into that, but I didn't want to talk about that yet. But since you already mentioned it, yeah, I mean, it's a dark time for Jet fans.
It could be
really completely fall off the rails because we can lose Garrett Wilson in the trade. I can see that happen. I can see us trading Sauce and us rebuilding for the umpteenth time and have to wait another 15 to 20 years. I mean, this is why our franchise. I want to correct that jerk that works for. That works for FS1, you know, that always keeps Jet's name in his mouth. Let me explain something that to Coward the Clown. For the most part, that Woody Johnson has been our head coach. Let's see how many times we've been to the playoffs and been successful. He's been on 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. We missed the playoffs 05. Mangini, 06? Made the playoffs 07, made the playoffs, had that Brett Favre there, he gets fired. Then Rex, and you already know what happened after that. It's kind of 50-50 with Woody Johnson. This wasn't a Woody Johnson hire with Robert Saleh. This was his brother hire. He didn't pick Woody Johnson. He didn't pick Robert Saleh. He didn't pick Douglas. And for Joe Douglas to still be here, maybe he'll be gone at the end of the year. I don't know. Joe Douglas has proven himself to be at least an average general manager. He's the best general manager we had since, Tannenbaum maybe, and probably Parcells before that. In a way, I'm kind of like, okay, let's see what happens. Is the team going to respond? Because immediately after the game, I'm really going to say I was the first person to say this because I felt like the body language of the team, the quote from Q Williams, our linebacker.
Yep.
Lost the locker room, in my opinion. He lost the locker room, and I said this on I shouted you out on Turn on the Jet podcast earlier. By the way,
Salute.
I definitely
thank you.
I shouted you out.
Thank you.
No problem, anytime. I shouted you out on the podcast. Also, let's get back to the team. I don't want to take too much time. What was the last thing I was saying? I'm sorry.
Well, you were saying
I lost train of thought.
Well, you were saying the things that were going on with the Jets as far as what had happened in the game, and you felt like that Saleh had lost the locker room.
Yeah, he
Quincy
lost the
Williams
locker room.
Comments.
Yeah, he lost the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
that comment was mainly specifically for Robert Saleh, because I know you said this.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have said this.
Mm-hmm.
I know every Jet fan in the world has said this. Mm-hmm. Robert Saleh is a Hall of Famer. Now, hear me out. Hear me out when I say this. He's a Hall of Famer of cheerleading. Like, he's Jet flight crew Hall of Famer, because that's all this man did was cheerlead on the sidelines. When there's a big play, a big opportunity, he's all rah-rah with it. And I'm like, that's cool. That's fine and dandy, but you should still have that same energy when the team needs you the most. You the head coach. You should know what the heck is going around with the team. Mm-hmm. You should know that. When Aaron Rodgers got hurt, you should have made an executive decision right then and there to say, hey, this is our meal ticket right here. This is either I'm gonna get fired at the end. I mean, he's fired now, but I'm just saying maybe at Sunday. Next Sunday. So let's say this past in London. Yeah. Let's say in London, he should have took Aaron Rodgers out the game, put Tyrod Taylor in, just to try to get a spark of the offense.
Well, I don't know if that would necessarily help. I talked to a lot of Jets fans that thought that too. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers was having a rough game, threw 3 picks. The team as a whole came out really slow, sloppy, and lethargic. But you were talking about Aaron Rodgers, and I want to go there with you. The fact that he wasn't consulted about this move, does that surprise you? And with Robert Saleh now being gone, what do you think the future holds for him to stay with the Jets after this season? Because Robert Saleh was one of the big pieces and keys to him coming to the New York Jets.
Yeah, I heard a report earlier that Aaron Rodgers came in the building. He didn't know that Robert Saleh got fired. He spoke to Woody Johnson after. I mean, honestly, my humble opinion, I really don't know the answers, but my humble opinion, Aaron Rodgers probably will. It all depends on what happens Monday. If the team responds, we beat the Bills. We should beat the Bills. We built our team pretty much to beat the Bills. If we don't beat the Bills Monday night, it's going to be a long, dark season for us Jet fans, man. And it's unfortunate, you know.
At 2-4?
Because at 2-4, if we lose to Buffalo, at 2-3, yeah. So if we lose to Buffalo, we'll be 2-4, and that will be like really crushing, blowing for not just the pride of the players, but also the ego. And Aaron Rodgers' birthday is in 2 months. He'll be 41 years old.
Here's the
thing. And if
go ahead.
I'm sorry. If I say this real quick, I just want to say I don't want to cut you off. If things go down the rail, and I hope it don't. I hope things turn around. But if reality is reality. If things go off the rail, yeah, he's going to retire. Then we're going to have to reboot all over again. Because I hear people say, "Oh, get Mike Vrabel. Do he want to come here? What coach want to come here?" Everybody's, I'm tired of these first-time head coaches. I get it. Great coaches got to come from somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen.
Who wants to come and build this program and win for the New York Jets? I mean, who is going to be that everybody wants to talk about CEO? No, I don't want a CEO. I want a leader of men. Yeah. I want a guy that's going to be like, hey, get your crap together. If you keep playing like this, you're out the game type coach. Yeah. Like a Mike Tomlin, a Brian Flores type, a guy that's no nonsense, that be able to build a program and sustain winnable football. Yeah. And my question to you is Joe, in your humble opinion, do you feel like Joe Douglas deserves another head coach?
Oh, that's a great question. And that was the question I was going to ask as well, because I don't think he's on stable footing or solid ground either. His keister is on going to be put to the fire too. And the fact that Woody Johnson made this move, even after consulting him, still came down and said, this is what we're doing. I don't know, man. I don't know if he does. You look at the situation again. We're in this position. We know if the Jets don't succeed this season, if they don't make the playoffs, more than likely he's gone. Right. He had his chance to choose his franchise quarterback. They got rid of Sam Darnold. They drafted Zach Wilson. That was his guy. Zach Wilson is no longer here. Didn't work out. Well, the other guy that he brought in here to set his franchise straight and move forward with was Robert Saleh. Well, you just fired Robert Saleh in season. That is the first time that Woody Johnson, the Jets owner, has ever done that. You just move on from him. He never even made the playoffs. So I don't know if he will survive this, to be completely honest. I don't think that Joe Douglas is as bad as a general manager as most Jets fans think he is. I don't. I think he's had some
I don't
solid,
think so either. I think he's an average DGM.
I think he's had a solid drafts. He's put some things together, so much so that we got Aaron Rodgers and we're put in a position where talent-wise, the New York Jets really should be competing on a higher level than they are. But
yeah, absolutely.
The coaching has been it's been bad. But again, Nathaniel Hackett still here, still the offensive coordinator, and that guy, to me,
he should have been fired too, along with the offensive line coach.
Exactly. They should be gone. But listen, Brick City, I gotta slide off. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
Oh, I'll be there Friday, brother.
Absolutely.
God bless and go Jets.
Absolutely. You have a good one. Listen, Brick City, man, he's always bringing solid takes to the table, man. Yeah. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, we're going to North Carolina. North Carolina, we're coming directly to you, okay? Nico, you'll be next. New callers as well. Hold on. We're getting to everybody, okay? Well, we got to get to North Carolina. For those of you that do not know, listen, this man, he's known, man. He's known for bringing the takes. He's known for bringing the fire. And let me tell you something else. He's a savage. Savage. North Carolina, my friend, it's always good to speak to you about this football team. Robert Saleh fired in season. What are your thoughts about this?
How you doing, Joe? We haven't talked in a while, but
yeah,
I
we
think
haven't.
this is probably the perfect occasion for me to be able to reach you.
Mm-hmm.
And how you doing since the last time we spoke? Pretty good?
I've been all right. I've been all right. I'm just sitting back, and it's been some losses. It's been some things moving and shaking, and now Robert Saleh's out of here, and my head is still spinning.
That's
I mean,
right.
How are you feeling about it?
Shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about the news earlier today.
Yep.
I think prior to this, I think it was yesterday, a day before, I hadn't been just a coincidence. I was thinking about George Steinbrenner. Because I'm, being from Brooklyn, New York, growing up as a kid in the early 80s, following both Jets and Yankees, wholeheartedly in my mind. That's where my heart was.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing what a contrast there is between the two franchises. One with so much history and rich tradition, they don't know what to do with it. And having an owner that took over the franchise when it was at its lowest point, and he was so demanding and a tough owner. And I thought, what if George Steinbrenner owned the Jets? Now I look at the recent, embarrassment in London and the last couple of games in Denver and how he would have reacted to it. And guess what? I think Woody Johnson must have heard me because all of a sudden I'm watching, I was downstairs on my big screen TV. I had YouTube on the screen, and I'm looking at Jake Ashman podcast, and he had Joe Beningo on, which is interesting. And the news flashed on his screen, Robert Saleh has been fired as the New York. I said, what? I thought I was hallucinating, looking at his screen, what he had up on the screen. I said, what? And then Jake said something to Joe. He said, geez, Robert Saleh just got. He said, what? I'm like, oh, my God. And I'm reacting. I'm like, oh, my God.
Everyone was stunned. Everyone was stunned.
It's shock.
Yep.
The initial feeling was shock.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a feeling of sadness because I didn't think it would end this way. A couple of years ago, we hired Robert Saleh. I never thought it would come to this.
Yep.
Saleh be fired, and just to see this happen, it was great sadness.
Mm-hmm. But
now, since I've had some time to think and reflect on what has happened here and transpired, hopefully something better will come of it.
Yeah.
Because this is Jeff Albrecht's. This is his audition. This is his opportunity to establish himself as the new head coach, which is the best case scenario for this franchise if we can find somebody from within. We don't know. This is his opportunity to show and prove.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have a big stage to do that. That's Monday night against the Buffalo Bills, and I'm anxious. I'm excited to see how this team responds, to the new coach.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Okay, listen, I hear you, but some of the things, and again, I was shocked as well when I thought it was a joke. To be honest with you, I saw it and I was like, you guys get out of here. And then I went and looked, and multiple media outlets are reporting, he's gone. And then, of course, our beat writers, he's gone. And I'm like, what? Like, because, you would never think the Jets, again, Woody Johnson has never fired a coach in season. That's never happened since he's been the guy here.
That's not his style. That's not his policy.
That's not exactly.
That's not how he does things. He's so different in contrast to George. George would have done this. This is a George Steinbrenner-ish move.
Yeah. I mean, even
you
Adam
know?
Gase,
Which
even
is all
Adam
the more
Gase,
shocking.
yeah, even Adam Gase got a full season.
Yes.
Like, and he was
Yeah.
horrific. He's the worst coach ever in the history of the New York Jets franchise, and even he got to stay for this full season. So, man, I mean, he was just fed up. But again, Woody came out and talked about it, and I played that clip where he said he believed this is the most talented
That's
Jets
right.
team that he's ever had, and he just wasn't going to stand by and let this season go down the drain, basically. And so this leads me to my next question for you.
Yeah.
I want to go here, man.
Sure.
Joe Douglas is our general manager. Now, Woody Johnson consulted him,
Yes.
but still made the decision after consulting him. And we know that Joe Douglas was the guy. Woody Johnson, said, hey, I'm going to back up. I'm going to take my hands off the reins. You run your thing. You run the ship the way you want it to run, and you and Robert Saleh make your decisions.
Yeah.
He comes down, makes the decision, gets rid of Robert Saleh. What do you think this move says about Joe Douglas's footing and control within the franchise at this point? And could he be the next guy out the door? Give me your thoughts.
I think it is the owner. I guess he does have the power to overrule his GM. I mean, it's surprising that this occurred, but I think in the case of Woody Johnson, because of the loss in London and Woody Johnson's connections to London, you got to remember now, he was an ambassador. And I don't know how much that ties into it being embarrassed in London and the fallout from it. But I think he just wants to assert himself. I think he at least gave Joe Douglas the courtesy of sitting down with him, having those discussions. I imagine they have. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall to hear those discussions between Joe Douglas and Woody Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that after the Buffalo game, because we kind of lost the last two games, if we would lose to Buffalo Bills and look bad doing it, that they would pull the plug on Robert Saleh. I'm thinking that it would have occurred after the Buffalo game. But I think Woody Johnson's thinking ahead of me, and I think he's seen enough of the Robert Saleh experiment. He decided just abruptly go and pull the plug now and let his interim coach take over and see can he turn this thing around. I think he's hoping and probably praying that Albrecht is the right man at the right time to right the ship and turn this franchise around, get them going in the right direction and salvage the season. Because we did go in with a world of expectations. That was to make a Super Bowl run with Aaron Rodgers. And I think he's trying not to relinquish those expectations. He's trying to keep some semblance of hope. That's why he had to make this move, and he had to pull the plug on Robert Saleh.
Okay.
If you get what I'm saying?
I hear you. But my next question for you to follow up on that, as I understand, he wants to save the season.
Yes.
And so he moved on from Robert Saleh, right? Okay, yeah, the team is sloppy.
Yes.
They come out, look unprepared. The penalties are crazy. Like, we've seen that, right? There seems to be no accountability. But my final question for you is, okay, if we're firing Robert Saleh, because even though his defense produced now, and his defense for pretty much the time since he's been here has been really good, one of the top defenses in the league. Last season, we were just dominant, unbelievable, right? Well, the offense has stunk since Nathaniel Hackett stepped in the door, and it doesn't matter who his quarterback is. He got Aaron Rodgers, the guy that, brought him here as well.
That's true.
And it still stinks. So if we're firing Robert Saleh, right, for his part in this situation, why are you not firing Nathaniel Hackett for his part in this situation? Because he sucks.
That's true.
Give me your thoughts.
I think the reason they're not firing Nathaniel Hackett obviously is because of Aaron Rodgers. It's for Aaron's sake. They're trying to appease Aaron and try to keep his head in and keep him happy. But I think what they could have done, at least I advocate that doing this, I don't know if it'll work or not, is to reassign Hackett as a courtesy to Aaron, because I know that's his boy, not to put him in the street. Let him remain around the facilities, but he just wouldn't be called plays anymore. He would still maybe send him to the film room. I heard they have some very nice facilities where he could have studied film and give the team his feedback, week by week on opponents, and still make him feel that he's involved with the team in some capacity, that he just won't be calling plays.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't get it. I do not get how Nathaniel Hackett is still the offensive coordinator here, and it starts to make me wonder, how much power does Aaron Rodgers hold at this point where you can hold this guy here and he stinks? He stinks. He literally cannot get the most out. He can't design offenses to get the most out of players' talent and potential. We've seen it at every level, right? Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
We don't
I
have.
think he's the worst offensive coordinator I've ever seen.
Man,
Nathaniel Hackett. I think he's worse than Adam Gase. At least Adam Gase can script the first plays early, the first drive or two, get you a touchdown or two, and then, if you go dry and nothing would happen the rest of the game. At least he get you a score or two and get you on the board and,
I just do not see how, again, we cannot find a way to get a guy like Garrett Wilson the football consistently. I just don't see it. So before I let you go, again, final question. What are your expectations for Jeff Ulbrich really quickly?
I expect he's going to win and make a strong impression on the owner, Woody Johnson. Mm-hmm. He knows he's coming back home, Meadowlands. The fans going to be out. Hopefully they come out and support this team in record numbers and come out strong and cheering loudly and just the sheer energy of it. And hopefully Jeff Ulbrich takes advantage of this opportunity. This is his audition. This is his opportunity to show the ownership and show Joe Douglas that he is the man going forward. We have to just have to hope and pray that he is, because we don't want to have to tear this team down and go through this whole process of searching for a head coach, because then it gets messy. We don't have a young 26, 27-year-old franchise quarterback to attract these coaches that I'm hearing, the names being floated out there.
Yep.
I don't think we have a young quarterback to attract those people. It'll be very difficult for us to get those top-tier coaching candidates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, listen, I hear you. Listen, North Carolina, next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. This was a great call, all right?
Sure.
Absolutely. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. For my new callers, when you call in, I can physically see you, okay? For those of y'all that don't know, I can see you, okay? I have a situation over here where I can see you. So when you call in, just hold, okay? I see you. I know what's going on. I will call you out by your area code, okay, if I don't know your name. Now, clearly, if you're a new caller, I'm coming directly to you and we're going to have a great discussion. New callers, there's no cursing on my show. Don't call into my show cursing, okay? It's a family show. I'll get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast, okay? Faster than the New York Jets can fire Saleh, but keep Nathaniel Hackett? What? What is that about? What is that about? We'll keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. Savage is in the chat. I'll come to you in a second. Next, we're going to area code 862. 862, I'm coming directly to you. You're looking like a new caller. Give me your name, where you're from, and give me your thoughts about Robert Saleh getting fired. 862?
This is what we. I'm just saying. Look how small a 20 is.
I don't know what's going on with 862. He's moving and grooving. All right. We're going to keep moving. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, we're going to Nico. We're coming back to Nico. Max, you're going to be next. We're going to get to Max. Nico, salutes. Good to have you back on the program. Listen, Robert Saleh fired, man. Give me your thoughts.
Can you hear me, man? Am I clear this time?
I can hear you clear now. I can hear you clear now. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, man. All right, so salutes to you, my brother.
Salute.
Yeah, like I said before, I thought they was gonna wait for the Buffalo game, but yeah, I was wanting him to be gone. Just like Brick City said, man. Salutes to Brick City, because he hit the nail on the head. Leader of men, and I don't think Saleh was the leader. I mean, he may have been in the beginning, but I think he lost that flavor with these guys. He wasn't the leader that I thought that he would be. And I guess Quincy said it best. They tired of hearing the same old thing, just as us as fans was tired of hearing the same old thing. It was the same old thing. I'm hearing stupid remarks. Like, is this a head coach saying this? The remarks he said after they was halftime, it was 17-zip, and the lady asked him, "What are you going to do to come out in the second half?" We're not going to change anything. Like, wait a minute, man, we're down 17-0. What do you mean you're not changing anything? I mean, did you not hear that? I'm like, really? We're not going to change anything?
Talk, Nico. I'm listening.
But this is a head coach, right?
Yeah.
This is a head coach.
Yeah.
And then you talk about Nathaniel Hackett. You're talking about somebody who just found out in week 8 of last season, week 8, that our running back is good out of the backfield. Week 8. He calls himself an offensive coordinator. You just realized our back can catch the ball in week 8? Are you kidding me? Really? Week 8. Not preseason, not training. Week 8.
And that's
week 8, Joe. Come
Nico,
on, man.
Listen, and that's what that's what I don't understand. Is at this point, I understand you fire Robert Saleh, okay? In season, I'm shocked. I'm not going to lie to you. In season has me like, whoa, like Woody was really fed up. But again, because you see, or you hear, we heard directly from Woody, he said, listen, this is the most talented team we've ever had. So, okay, you see there's urgency on his end. But then why do you keep Nathaniel Hackett? Because he is horrific. You just said it yourself. I mean, I talk about this all the time. His inability to effectively utilize players within his offensive scheme is astounding. I've never seen it. And don't talk to me anymore about the quarterback, because we see the offense struggling even with Aaron Rodgers here. Before you had the cover of it's Zach Wilson, then it was Trevor Siemian, then it was, so on and so forth. Okay, you had those coverings. Well, guess what, buddy? You played Denver and you only scored 9 points against the Denver Broncos. Like, how do you explain these slow, sloppy starts against Tennessee? Like, how do you explain some of the things that you're doing? How is it that we can't get Garrett Wilson the football consistently when every other team knows how to get their top weapons the football? How can we explain these things? I just don't see how Nathaniel Hackett is still here. It blows my mind. And that leads me to another question with you, Nico.
Yeah.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers was not consulted about this at all whatsoever, right? And a lot of people are saying the only reason Hackett is still here is because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wasn't consulted at all about the firing of Robert Saleh. What do you think this future holds with Aaron Rodgers at this point, now that Saleh's gone, for him to stay with the Jets after this season? Because Saleh was a big part of him being here. What do you think the future is with him at this point?
Well, let me say this. Maybe when Aaron was outside looking in, it seemed this way. Then when he got in and saw it, now looking back out, like, wait a minute. I saw this, but now I see this. This guy is not a leader of men that I thought he was. Maybe that might be it. I'm gonna tell you from a different perspective. We were all asking for change, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were all asking for change.
I wasn't asking for him to be fired, but yeah, there was a lot of people asking for change.
Hold on. Hold on. I don't mean fired. I mean we changed things. Like, you saw how we keep doing the same thing, right?
Yes, you're right.
So Woody said,
yeah, you're right.
Woody said, you know what? I'm going to change. I'm going to fire you now. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to fire you now. And to the rest of you, I'm doing things differently now. And for the rest of you that don't get your together, you're gone. So he's sending to me, this is just me. He's sending that message. If I can fire the head coach, what makes you think I can't fire you too?
Facts.
I fired him.
Facts.
I didn't go to Joe. I didn't go to Aaron. I fired him. So if you don't get your together, I'm going to fire you too. So maybe he's sending that message in that way to this team. Like he said, we have a talented team. Now, what I don't understand is this. Explain this to me, Joe. When we were all in training camp, was there any miscommunications then?
No.
Wasn't Aaron throwing a back shoulder throw to Garrett? So what's wrong now?
And
you have to explain that to me now. If they wasn't doing that in training camp, why is it happening now?
Here's the thing, Nico. And
why? I mean, if it's the offensive line blocking, you need to change it.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Go ahead, my brother.
Here's the thing, Nico, and I'm going to give you the final word quickly because I got to get to other callers. Talking about that and what's going on, I still think, and you can see it in the New York, because you can see how this team is kind of struggling to find their footing at times, especially, a little bit earlier than week 5. It was because these guys didn't play preseason together. And I talked about that going into this season. I said, hey, I think that this offense in particular, Aaron Rodgers, the offensive line, Garrett, everybody, play at least a series, because the last thing you want to do is be figuring things out as you go into this season. You don't want to go game one and you're figuring things out against San Francisco. That's the last place you want to be. And that's what I think you're seeing. That's why there's, like you said, there is so many miscommunications, right? On 3rd and 10, it's clear as day that Aaron Rodgers looking to throw to Xavier Gibson. It looks like a back shoulder. Xavier Gibson's running a go route. We're seeing Aaron Rodgers throw balls down the field at times, and guys aren't even looking back for the ball because they don't think it's coming to them, or they're running routes. It's the wrong routes. That's on Robert Saleh too. That's what, and I want to, because I talked about this and I was crucified for saying, people, that's stupid. Aaron Rodgers could end up getting hurt. Well, Aaron Rodgers looks like he's hurt right now. That knee is very hurt because he's getting blasted, because the offensive line is still trying to gel, because they didn't play no preseason games altogether. This is stuff that I talked about, but I'll give you the final word, Nico, quickly, because I got to move to other callers, man. It's a great call.
Well, look, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to let you go. Jeff Ulbrich said everything that Saleh should have been saying. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He spoke as if he's been the head coach. Everything that he said in his conference today is what Saleh should have been saying from day one. From day one. That's what Saleh should have been saying.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. And I pray, I hope that he gets in there, he do a job. I hope he holds accountable these players. I hope he gets in their butt and be a leader of men. Not a friend of men, a leader.
Okay.
When somebody makes a mistake, you get on them.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's what a leader does, is get on the player when you make a mistake.
Yeah. Listen, Nico, I got to slide off.
That's what I hope to see with Jeff Ulbrich.
I got to slide off. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
I'll be on it, my brother.
Listen, Nico calling with some fire. I'm not going to lie. That was a fire call from Nico, man. Whoa, yeah. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, we're going to Max. 862. We'll come back to you in a second, but we're going to Max. I know Max has some takes for us. Max salutes Robert Saleh fired on a Tuesday. What are your thoughts?
So,
wait, hold on a second, Max. Hold on. Let me show you some respect, okay? For those of you guys that do not know, Max is a savage, man. Come on, Joe. Come on. Savage. I got to show you your respects, Max. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, I was a little surprised by it, but I think it was a good move. And the reasons that, look, I'm not hating on Saleh. I mean, I defended the guy for 3 years. I thought, if we fix his offense, it could work. He's a great defensive mind. I mean, he could be a good defensive coordinator. I just don't think he's head coach material, and that's okay. Not everyone's built to be a head coach, but we need Ulbrich in, and then when we get to coaching cycle, we need to get an offensive coach. I'm tired of the Jets paying these defensive-minded coaches. It just doesn't work in the NFL these days.
Okay.
So,
well,
I defended Saleh for 3 years because, Zach Wilson was the quarterback. He was the worst quarterback I've seen. And I thought, if Aaron Rodgers could fix the problem, but I just didn't think. And after the Denver game, I was like, if we go to 2-5, I'm done with Saleh. Like, he needs to be out of here because the penalties is and the lack of discipline is crazy. I was watching the Broncos game, and there was 13 penalties. There was 15 penalties, 13 which were accepted. It's absolutely unacceptable. Look, I understand if this was like a first-year coach, but this is Robert Saleh's fourth year. It's unacceptable with the amount of penalties, the lack of discipline. Even Quincy Williams said it best. We need to have discipline. We need to be led. And then Aaron Rodgers was like, oh. And then there was reports about Robert Saleh's cadence with Aaron Rodgers. And then he was like, we need to hold players accountable. So I actually agree with Woody for firing Douglas because we have a lack of accountability. There's players that are checked out of the locker room, so it just doesn't make sense.
So let me ask you this, Max. Let me ask you this, and I get it, and you're making great points with the lack of accountability. Okay, cool. Then why did he fire Nathaniel Hackett? Why are we not holding Nathaniel Hackett accountable?
I mean, I would totally. The Jets should have also fired Nathaniel Hackett. He's the worst offensive coordinator I've seen, bar none. And everyone's like, Adam Gase is terrible. Nathaniel Hackett makes Adam Gase look like Sean McVay. Adam Gase, there's some other guy I was talking about. His offensive drive, like his first 15 when a coach calls, is with touchdowns. But when Nathaniel Hackett is a horrible coordinator, I mean, we saw it last year. Like our offense is historically bad. There was 11 passing touchdowns, lowest since the 2012 Chiefs, and now it was like. And then we watched the first couple of weeks. We had 11 passing touchdowns, and I'm like, that was an improvement. Last year's offense was terrible. The last 2 weeks, there were some very questionable play calls from Nathaniel Hackett. So we were in the Denver game, and then they carried off to Breece Hall. Why not use Braylon Allen? Braylon Allen's a way bigger running back.
Yeah.
He's one of the best running backs. He's like the hardest running back to tackle in the National Football League. And I don't know why we couldn't just use Braylon Allen. We could have put Braylon Allen in the end zone, and you lost to the Broncos. And Bo Nix has 60 passing yards. Our defense played good, but our offense played horrible, and a lot of it's because of Hackett. He had no execution.
Yeah. No, listen, Max, you're speaking absolute facts. Listen, this has been a phenomenal call from you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, Max. Great takes from Max, man. Great takes. We're going to keep moving. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Salutes to all the Savages in the chat. Man, oh, man. Orlando C. salutes Savage. 862, I'll be coming to you next. He says, I knew heads were going to roll if we didn't make some noise. This early was a surprise. This may fuel our season for a deep run. He also says a lot of this cultivated Woody's decision, and Saleh was the fall guy. Too much talent to be sprawling out of control. We'll be back in the dumpster once Rodgers retires. Ooh. He also goes on to say the O-line was supposed to be the main focus this offseason, and they haven't been in sync. Everyone is being evaluated, so they've got to tighten up real quick. Ooh, goodness. Adrian Gutierrez, Savage, says, I know business is business, but I feel bad for Saleh. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Things moving and shaking. Salutes to Sarah as well. I see you in the building. She says, no team has won a Super Bowl with an interim coach. Gee, I wonder why. We'll see what happens, man. I really, I think Jeff Ulbrich, if anybody is going to get things turned around and get this team headed in the right direction, with Robert Saleh being fired, Ulbrich could be the guy. He knows the defense through and through, so the defense shouldn't fall off of a cliff. And I think he's going to correct a lot of these issues that's been going on because he himself said we have not been playing up to our potential. All right, we'll get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, we're going to 862. 862, I'm coming directly to you. 862, you're looking like a new caller. Give me your name, where you're from, and give me your thoughts on Robert Saleh being fired. 862, going once. Going twice.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we lost him again. 862, come back. We lost him. Something's going on with 862, man. What is happening? We'll get back to the Savages in the chat. Okay? A lot of things going on here. Another thing that I want to talk about, we just got him back. 862, we're coming back to you.
Yes, sir. Again. My bad. I had it on mute.
Okay. Can you
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Give me your name, where you're from, and give me your thoughts about Robert Saleh being fired.
Man, I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey, Brick City.
Okay.
My name's Sharif Ali.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm born in Long Island, raised in Newark, New Jersey. I was born a Jets fan. I love the Giants as well.
Okay.
But what happened today, man? Everything everybody is saying is true to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
But one, Robert did not have nothing to do with why the Jets been screwing up these last 2 weeks. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Him not being aggressive, him not speaking out more or saying the right things in press conferences. Okay, yeah, I agree. But listen, man, this ain't got nothing to do with football, bro.
What is
okay?
it? What do you?
This ain't got nothing to do with football.
It's got a lot.
They Colin Kaepernick that man.
Well,
nah, bro, this ain't got nothing to do with football.
Hold on a second. Listen, I know that there was.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you.
Hold on a second, Sharif. I know that there's a lot of talk, and I'm going to address this. There was rumors swirling about, Robert Saleh having a Lebanese flag there. That has been shut down.
Yes,
okay?
Sir.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
That has been shut
sir.
down. Let me tell you why that's been shut down. It's been shut down because this is not the first year he's had that flag out there. A lot of people don't know that. He had that flag last year, too. This, to me, okay,
bro,
so let's hold on a second, Sharif. I understand some people think that that's the deal, but I'm shutting that down because it's not true. When you look at this football team,
it's not fair.
Let me tell you
it's
something.
It's not fair.
No, when you look at this football team, this is the first year.
I just want to say my point.
This is the first year that we have had Aaron Rodgers fully healthy for more than half of one game. When you watch this team go out on the field, they are not prepared, right? They go out there, they're sloppy. The penalties are out of control. I'm talking out of control, like off the charts. The undisciplined play. When you look at how we're playing, it's insane. We scored 9 points against the Denver Broncos. Those are teams that you should smash, point blank, period. We were lucky to get out of Tennessee with a W. They could have beat us. We came out and we were terrible against them. So all of these things that's been going on here is set directly in the lap of Robert Saleh. I'm sorry it is, especially when you're selling things as a CEO head coach. You're the guy that's supposed to take care of both sides of the ball, point blank, period. So that's what it's about to me, but I'll give you the last word on this, Sharif.
Are you sure you're going to let me speak? Because, everybody had their opinions.
No, go ahead. I'm letting you speak.
Okay, and this is, so I hear what you're saying, but I still fully disagree, because last year around this time when he did wear that Lebanese flag, they wasn't being bombed the way they wasn't being bombed. Last year when he wore that Lebanese flag, Hezbollah wasn't kicking the shit out of Israel the way they are right
You
now.
got to watch it.
Okay?
You can't come up here and speak like that. Definitely not on my platform. You can't come up here and curse and do the things that you're doing. I'm sorry. This is YouTube, and I'm not having that. Okay? Point blank, period. I understand that some people believe that, okay? And that's cool for you to have your opinion and believe what you believe. But I'm not letting you come up here and do that on my platform, one. And two, it's just not factual, okay? Everybody's acting like, listen, when Robert Saleh was hired, everybody knew he was Lebanese. Not only that, everybody knew that he's also a Muslim. Why are people acting like we just found that out? Why are we doing that? That was absolutely celebrated here. What are you guys talking about? The first thing they talked about is him being, I believe, the first Muslim American coach for the New York Jets. So what is that? That's a rumor, and that's been shut down. They've been doing that since last season, and I knew about that. So, come on, folks. Salutes to the savages in the chat. GVH says Saleh did the Lebanese flag last year, and all the NFL coaches can do it too since last year. Exactly. GVH also says savages. He also said, Joe, did you see Woody's marketing plans to Reddick? As much as Devontae would be nice / needed, Woody is not wrapped at we need more pass rushers, especially if the offense plays like this. Yes, Woody Johnson did bring up Hassan Reddick, and literally saying, hey, we want to, bring him into the building. He told him, hey, come into the building as quickly as possible. Basically said that he would give him, a full-blown, ride into the building, point blank, period. He wants to make sure that the deal gets done with Hassan, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of things moving and shaking, and maybe it gets done now that things are happening the way they've happened, because we've moved on from Robert Saleh. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Again, new callers, when you call in, please be patient. I'll get to you. I get to everybody. Also, don't call into my show cursing, okay? Because I'll get you out of here fast, okay? This is YouTube. I love YouTube, and I'm not having it. This is a family show, okay? It's a family show. It's my platform. And also, the Politicky stuff, don't bring that on my platform either, because this is YouTube. This is a football show. Okay? This is my platform, my show. Not having that. Next! We're going to 610. 610, we're coming directly to you. 610, give me your name, where you're from, and give me your thoughts about Robert Saleh getting fired.
Like I said, man, it ain't about.
Okay, like I said, you up out of here. Like I said, you up out of here. Okay? What is going on? We got the trolls on trolls. We ain't having it. Okay? This is a platform that's about football, and we're going to have a lot of fun talking about that. You can take the nonsense elsewhere. All right? Now, listen. A lot of things moving and shaking again with the New York Jets. Salutes to the Savages in the chat. Joshua Marr says, Robert Saleh doesn't control the offensive side of the ball, and he gets the blame for the 3 interceptions. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't make sure that the team's prepared. He doesn't. I mean, come on. Like, we can't. Look, I get it, and I understand it, okay? I get it, and I understand it. A lot of people, you know, are questioning this move. And to me, in season, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of crazy, okay? But Woody Johnson, he's making a move. He's the owner of the New York Jets, and he's come out and said, hey, this team should be playing way better than it is. We talked about this being a Super Bowl team. We talked about this, okay? Val, you can call back in if you like. We talked about this being a Super Bowl team. We've talked about it constantly. Competing for a Super Bowl this year. We all believed it. Aaron Rodgers is the key, right? Here he is, fully healthy, and there's still issues with this team. Not only issues, but now we're talking about accountability issues. We're talking about penalty issues. We're talking about discipline issues. So much so that we're hearing players speak out about it. Quincy Williams. We're hearing it. I don't like it in season. I don't like the firing in season. But I tell you what, you know, you can't come out and play the way he's been playing, or allow the team to play the way that they've been playing, not hold people accountable, and then boom, you're losing games. Point blank period. You can't let that happen. You just can't, man. All right? But again, I do not understand why Nathaniel Hackett is still here. And if we're saying that Aaron Rodgers is the sole reason that he's safe because of Aaron Rodgers, you got to wonder, man, that's a lot of power. Why does Aaron Rodgers have that much power in this franchise? And then what does that say about the relationship with Aaron Rodgers? Because if Nathaniel Hackett is safe because of Aaron Rodgers, then why isn't Robert Saleh safe because of Aaron Rodgers when he's the sole reason Aaron Rodgers came here? I'm going to leave that to y'all. 515-602-9639. I believe this is the last call of the night. I think this is Val. Val, we're coming back to you. We know Val want his shine. We going to take the calls. I'm dealing with trolls. And I hung up so fast, I made that boy head spin. He said, get back. I said, get back to the dial tone. Get back to getting hung up on. You know what I'm saying? I hung up on him fast. I'm talking fast. Faster than we got rid of Robert Saleh. That was fast, man. You know what I'm saying? You and Saleh, get on, okay? I don't want to hear it. Salutes, Val, back in the building again, okay? We're coming towards the end of the show. We done moved through, got a bunch of callers. Val said, let me get back in here because I want my shine. Okay, I respect it. Listen, Val, we've been talking that talk, man. Listen, we've been talking that talk, man, and a lot of things been moving and shaking. So when you look at this situation, man, again, we talked about, you know, Woody Johnson and him and what he's been doing, and Joe Douglas, and just, you know, looking at that situation there. And that's where I want to go with you. I was just kind of talking about this situation. Why is it that Nathaniel Hackett is safe, but Robert Saleh isn't safe because of Aaron Rodgers? Why do you think that is?
I think it's because of the connection that he has with Aaron Rodgers. And a lot of people point out to the situation of, you know, I guess it was against the Patriots when he was trying to give a hug to Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers kind of like pushed him away and stuff like that. So that's been the narrative that they've been running with so far and everything. So I don't know, man. It's just like, from reading his lips was like, oh, it was too soon. So it wasn't kind of on some like, oh yeah, I don't really like you like that, don't hug me or something. But it was more of like, hey, relax, it's too soon. And just like one of the callers said that, you know, he's been Hall of Famer of being one of the biggest cheerleaders and stuff like that. But all that to say is, man, like, from my opinion, I feel like both of them should have been fired. And I feel like if somebody was going to be fired first, it should have definitely been Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, come on, for the past 3 seasons, he's been failing at head coach. I mean, the Denver Broncos was horrendous when they was playing and stuff like that. They was losing like to like 50 points and stuff like that, almost close to 70. But, you know, Sean Payton took the cake on that one. But also, then you had the first year that he came here, the offense completely went downhill. I mean, the floor wasn't even wasn't better, but it was actually more fluent when Zach Wilson got out of the starting lineup and Mike White became the starter, and then that's when everything started flowing. But again, we lost 6 games in a row, so that's why we released him from his job. But ever since, you know, like I said, Nathaniel Hackett came here, it's been terrible. The offense has been terrible, and the only way that he's going to survive here again is only as far as Aaron Rodgers is doing. But all I got to say is I got to see if, like I said, if things are not moving, they're probably going to make a move from Nathaniel Hackett. Man.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to shape out with Aaron Rodgers. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I don't know how that's. Oh yeah, I don't know how that's going to shape out with Aaron Rodgers, if he's going to stay here for the long term or this is a 1-year thing. And that's the problem with this situation. So I don't know. And like you brought it up earlier that he came here for Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, and he liked how everything was going, and then boom, he just got hit with this news. So that's why I said I can't really say that, you know, Aaron Rodgers didn't know about this. But we're going to see going into tomorrow, because he's going to be with Pat McAfee and his show, and he's going to be talking about the situation.
Yeah. Now, Val, what are your expectations on the season now that Robert Saleh is gone? Because usually when teams fire coaches in season, it's usually because they believe that the season is done, that they're throwing the season away. Even Connor Hughes, I believe, was the guy that reported that one of the reasons why this move was made is because they just didn't believe that the team could turn things around. So what are your expectations on the season now that Robert Saleh is gone and you got Jeff Ulbrich as the interim head coach?
Well, I feel like they're just looking for like a spark, and I feel like that spark is the defensive coordinator. But I will say that I would say the reason why I feel like they moved on from him is because it's very stagnant. The penalties was ridiculous. The delay of games. And just like you said, them not playing in the preseason was huge and key. Because, again, these are a lot of players that never played with each other.
Facts.
And you see the Mike Williams situation where he could have caught the ball. There's no connection there. And that was the problem. Like, he's basically getting isolated from, and he's basically not getting. He's supposed to be a red zone guy, and we keep like passing it to Alan Lazard because he has that connection with Alan Lazard because he played with him for multiple years. So of course, you know, Mike Williams, he was still injured, and he only returned the first game, which was against the San Francisco 49ers. But you could tell there was no connection there at all. And the Garrett Wilson, I feel like that would have been a lot more better had they played a couple of series in the preseason. And I feel like that Robert Saleh not making that decision, listening to the media, that definitely hurt him in this run, because now the offense is looking terrible. You know, there's no connections on different wide receivers, and I feel like the chemistry on the offensive side is not good.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get it together, man. Because I tell you what, this team is extremely talented, and I understand that people talk about
Absolutely.
a lot of. But what really bothers me. The thing that really bothers me the most is that everybody's talking about, you know, we talk about how sloppy the team is, heavily penalized. This team is full of veterans. It's not, you know, generally these overly penalized teams are generally like young guys, right? Young guys that, you know, you get a young team in there, no, there's a bunch of veterans on this team. These guys aren't rookies.
Absolutely.
You know, this is not a rebuild. These are veterans causing these issues. And like you said, and I'm telling you, I was crucified when I talked about, and y'all can go back and watch the shows, the preseason was coming, and I said, hey, They need to play in the preseason. And people call me an idiot. not like just here, but even on social media. Joe, you're wrong. Joe, no. Don't you dare put Aaron Rodgers on that field. And I said, listen, Super Bowl expectations, right? That's big expectations. You better have it all together, because when you go into this season, just like we are right now, every team that we play us like they're going to the Super Bowl, because we're the main attraction.
Yep.
We're the main attraction. We all over prime time, all in the videos, all on your songs. You know what I'm saying?
All in the camera dancing.
Yeah, all in the camera dancing. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. Like, we're everywhere. Huh? We're everywhere. Yeah. We're literally everywhere. So if you know that, and we did going into the season, that every team that we play had us circled on the schedule. Aaron Rodgers is coming this week. That's what they all said. So if you're not ready for that, not only if you're not ready for that, but if you're not fully up to snuff, if you guys are not fully connected, if the lights ain't on the brightest when you step out there, you're going to get your clock cleaned every single time. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of rust. We're seeing guys not know where they're supposed to be. We're seeing issues, real big issues. And again, these are veteran players. And we got a coaching staff, even Nathaniel Hackett and Robert Saleh before he was fired, that didn't seem to know how to rein that in either. I'll give you the last word, Val. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. And then it's just the preparation as well, too.
Yep.
And it's the press conference from Robert Saleh that's really damaging and terrible, too, because the Denver game, he was blaming the rain. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how are you blaming the rain? Like, man, that one.
You play in Jersey and you blaming the rain? Come on.
Right, he's blaming the rain. I'm just like, come on, man. This is supposed to be a Super Bowl team, and we're sitting here blaming the rain. That's the reason why we probably lost this game and stuff like that. You cannot blame the weather. We're not in a dome. This is you're in a National Football League. This is not the like the Pee Wee League or something like that. We gotta really put up or shut up, because this is basically a team that is supposed to be going to the Super Bowl. It's supposed to be Super Bowl bound and stuff like that. And I just feel like, just like Quincy Williams was saying, and I don't know if it was a shot at Robert Saleh, but it sure did seem like that. And he's not a person that comes out and says stuff. That's the problem too. Yep. And I think Woody Johnson really likes, Quincy Williams as well too. Like, he takes his word for granted as well too. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to always put it on Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of people were fed up after that loss, because again, this is another team that, honestly, Joe, we should be 4-1 right now. Yeah. San Francisco, we definitely lost that game. The Titans game, we got so lucky. I can't even lie.
Will Levis, thank you.
Shout out to you. You definitely.
Thank you, Will Levis.
You needed it. You definitely needed it, and I guess we need. And the Patriots as well, so we definitely dominated that game. But the Denver game was, come on, man.
Yeah.
You hold somebody to negative yards of passing, and the defense shows up, and you still can't score no points. That's terrible, man. Like, really terrible. And also this game right here, Sam Darnold. Shout out to Sam. He was giving us the game too. I like I always say, Sam Darnold, he's always good for at least one interception each game. And he gave it to us. Shout out to Echo stepping in for Sauce Gardner and doing his thing and actually catching an interception. And that's another person we need to pay. I can't even lie, after DJ Reed. And this was a game that we should have won. We was down by 6 points. We had oh man, I just can't believe Aaron Rodgers missed that pass when Garrett Wilson did that little circle, and he actually beat the defender, and he almost went to the end zone, but Aaron Rodgers missed that pass. We would have won that game, and we would have probably never had this discussion right now. But it's unfortunate, but we should have definitely won that game.
Yeah, we should have.
It's just the preparation. That first half was terrible.
Give me my thoughts. Give me your thoughts about this, because someone, I think it was Brick City, asked this earlier in the show, and I think it was a brilliant question, and I had something along the lines of it. Joe Douglas, do you think Joe Douglas deserves, after this season, do you think Joe Douglas will deserve a chance to pick the new head coach? Do you think he deserves to pick another one? I want to get your thoughts on this. I want to get your thoughts. I'm not going to say nothing. Man. I just want to hear.
All right. right, listen. Like I said, Joe Douglas is like above the line right now of him getting fired because, again, his record is terrible. But I would possibly feel comfortable him signing a new head coach because the problem is I don't want to fire Joe Douglas, even though he has a lot of mistakes, but he also has some home runs at the same time. So this guy's kind of like 50 or 50 to me. But he definitely took it when his back was against the wall. He showed up and actually showed some talent to come here and stuff. So I can't really knock him for that. But do I have confidence in the Johnson family to get a new GM that will be better than Joe Douglas? And as they show that through history, no. And like you said, this is the best assembled team that they ever had in 25 years. So that shows you they don't know what they're doing in terms of getting a new GM that's possibly going to be better than Joe Douglas. So for my answer to you, I would say yes, unfortunately. And I just hope that is the Joe Douglas that's, behind the wall, like his back is against the wall, and he has to make that a best decision. And for me, if I'm looking for a head coach, hopefully Jeff does his thing this year and actually shows up, and he could possibly be a head coach because, like you said, he had a lot of candidates. But Brian Flores, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, yeah, that's the person that we need. I see that. I see that Rex Ryan type of defense because he was giving it to us on the defensive side. And the way that he used the Dolphins and turned that Dolphins franchise around, and he was battling with the Dolphins owners and stuff like that to get Justin Herbert, but they was just too in tune with Tua and stuff. So, that also really costed his job because they were going against what he wanted to actually happen. And, of course, we see how everything happening right now with the Dolphins situation. But I hopefully, Joe Douglas definitely, I feel comfortable with Joe Douglas, making that decision.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Val, you talked about bringing in another defensive guy to be the Jets head coach. You're going to have Jets fans running after you with pitchforks. I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when they listen, they're going to be coming for you, bruh, because everybody is screaming. I already heard people talk about Cliff Kingsbury, offense. That's what a lot of people are screaming, but we'll see. We'll see. And then you also got to wonder, man, with Aaron Rodgers going forward, the next head coach, does he want to come in if he doesn't get to pick his quarterback? Does he want to inherit Aaron Rodgers? Does he want to inherit some of the issues that we're going to have going forward, too? Keep in mind, this team is going to need a tackle. There's some other issues coming forward depending on how things move and shake. Aaron Rodgers might not be here, to be completely honest. He could walk off into the sun after this one. Walk off into the sunset, after this. Because Robert Saleh is not here, and maybe he feels like he's on, uneven ground here. So it's going to be very interesting going forward. But I'll tell you what, Jeff Ulbrich has one heck of an opportunity here. If his name was hot, his name was so hot in head coaching circles around candidates. He was one of the hottest candidates one of those off seasons, and he decided to stay. If he turns up here and the team turns around and he goes to the playoffs, baby, listen, it's going to be a different discussion. Not only is it going to be a different discussion because the Jets are going to be successful and we're going to, have come out of this funk that we in, but it's going to be a different discussion because then how do we know that he won't get poached? Because after him, you ain't got no head coaching candidates, at least not to his ilk. So you got to do whatever you take. If he can turn things around, man, it's gonna be on fire, Val. I'll give you the last word on that.
Absolutely. And honestly, man, this is his job to lose, to be honest with you, because a lot of eyes are going to be on him, just like how you said, we're the big target. And everybody that faces us, they expect us to, take that lead to actually go to the Super Bowl. This is, again, a big market in New York and stuff like that. So it's his job to lose, and hopefully he is that spark that actually sparks us to actually turn this thing around. Because, like everybody's saying, we have way too much weapons to be losing games that we're supposed to be winning and stuff like that. And honestly, if we didn't win against the Buffalo Bills, I think they wasn't going to make that move. And we got the Buffalo Bills and the Steelers. So if he could come out with a win this Monday coming up, and hopefully, you're doing the game and stuff, I feel like we're definitely gonna, it's gonna be up. I feel like this team is gonna definitely take a new energy, and hopefully it turns it around, and then we're heading into the right step.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's still the beginning of the season, but you want to start off hot because you don't want to start off bad, because at the same time you're going to be climbing up a mountain and stuff, and we're still the second place in the division, but we could take the first place if we win this game, and that's where we want to be. And I feel like that's going to set the tone for this team going forward.
Yeah. Listen, Val called back in again to get his shine. I told y'all how he handled business. I want to thank you for calling in. Okay, you back again. I'm telling you, back at it. All right. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you again, Val.
Absolutely, man. Listen, don't listen to Joe, man. Definition of character. I love everybody's takes. You know what I'm saying? Even though he said, I swears up and down, I love all the shine. No, I just love to, spread the Jets knowledge. This is therapy for me because, I didn't get the therapy from the last game and the game before that. So, hey, definitely time has changed and stuff. But like I said, at the end of this call, skip it. You don't listen to it, and then talks about the phone call.
Listen, salutes, Val. You have a good one, man. Man, Blog Talk works. I'll be telling y'all. I'll be telling y'all the truth, man. Val won his time. I respect it. If we got time, let's go. You know what I'm saying? We moving and grooving through callers. Trolls kind of trying to come in. I'm, blocking, avoiding, getting them up out of here. Like I said, you can get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Got you. You know what I mean? Val called back in. He gonna, talk his talk. I respect it. This is a phenomenal show, man. We had a great show tonight. Let me get back to the Savages in the chat. Salutes to every last one of you. GVH, I see you in the building. Salutes. He's a Savage. He says, I don't know if you covered this, Joe. I kind of came in late. But what changes do you need to see on offense to justify this change, the firing of Robert Saleh? Better run blocking, less penalties. I need to see a complete change. That's what I need to see, especially offensively. The defense had its time to, we was getting ran on. We got ran on by the Niners, and there were some issues. But the defense hasn't been like the biggest problem. It really, really hasn't. When you look at the situation here with the New York Jets, I mean, yeah, we lost to the Broncos. They only scored 10 points, though. That's it. Only scored 10 points. We held we held Tennessee to 17, held New England to 3. Even Minnesota, they had 23, but again, Aaron Rodgers throws 3 picks. One of them is ran back for a touchdown. So it's like we got this Aaron Rodgers-led offense with all these weapons. They should absolutely be able to score over 17 points, but we're having these issues, right? Also, the penalties need to cease, man. We had 8 penalties against the Vikings. We were in the double digits again. I think there was the teens, or it was like 13 or 14 penalties against Denver, 10 penalties for like 106 penalty yards against New England. That heavily penalized stuff needs to stop. And Albridge, if he's really going to make a statement, if you're going out there committing these penalties, you should get benched. You should get benched. That's what needs to happen. Players need to start being held accountable. That is going to be something that Albridge can be. That would be huge off the bat. Let them know off the bat you're not standing for that. If you don't get it together, okay, we're going to sit your keister down. We're going to put your keister on the bench, point blank period. So, yeah, man. Those are some things I want to see differently. And I want to see more creativity, and let's start pushing the ball down the field a little bit. I really don't want to see take some deep shots. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I also want to see our running game get together. Can we do that? Can we effectively run the football? Remember, we're coming out of training camp, going into the preseason. Everybody was talking about, all Jets fans were talking about this. If we can't lean on anything offensively, we're going to be able to lean on our running game. And we have not been able to do that at all. At all. Breece Hall, man, goodness gracious, man. Breece Hall it's been a disappointing season for him, to be completely honest. There's been so many things moving and shaking with him. I don't know what's going on. He seems asleep at times. He does. I don't get it. So many things going on, and this guy cannot put it together. I don't understand how that is. I really don't get it. The man had 4 yards against Denver total. 4. That's insanity to me. This is a guy we're talking about as being one of the best backs in the league. How do you only have 4 yards against the Broncos? Nico, I think we lost you. So many things moving and shaking, man. So many things moving and shaking. The Jets got to get it together. And I'm hoping that Aldridge is the spark that's necessary. Maybe he's the guy that's going to be able to turn this situation around. Because if he can't, this is going to be a long, miserable season with a team that is built like we've never seen before. Like we've never seen before. I'm telling you. We've never had a Aaron Rodgers-esque quarterback on our team ever. Aaron Rodgers-esque? No, we actually have Aaron Rodgers, and we still can't get nothing done. Well, this has been a great show, phenomenal show, lots of great callers, a lot of great takes. I want to thank everybody for calling in and chatting with your boy and talking that talk with me. We're going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well. Going over to Twitter, type in @The Long Beach Joe, @The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Follow me. I'll follow you right back. And if you troll me, no issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. Okay? I'm going to have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times, man. All right? This O-line needs to get it together. It's not Vera Tucker, but they got to get it together. Aaron Rodgers getting jacked up, all right? The Vikings was bringing pressure out the wazoo. Man, when I saw Aaron Rodgers when he fell back and his leg bent the way that it did, bro, I thought it was a wrap. I thought he dislocated his knee or tore his Achilles again or something. Bro, he was screaming. Came right back into the game. When the Jets got the ball back after that penalty, kid's a warrior, man. The dude's a warrior. That man is old as it gets. That man's a warrior, okay? So, yeah, we'll be under that bridge. I'm also on YouTube as well. Come on over to YouTube. Type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you'll be in the know. Also, give the streaming videos a thumbs up, okay? Give the streaming videos a thumbs up. Share them across the social media with your friends and your family. If you want to troll me, get in the comments and troll me as well. We'll go back and forth. And as always, people, when you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone that will cost you absolutely nothing, okay? I want to thank you folks for taking the time out of your day to call in, to interact with your boys. Salutes to all the savages in the chat, all right? Everybody coming on by, Outlaw, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, Peter, GVH, all right, everybody that just comes on by, says what's up, Adrian Gutierrez, everybody, okay? Because without y'all, I am absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to interact with your boy the way y'all do, okay? So until the next show, all right, you folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. Pow. Okay, I should be back. Listen, I want to thank you folks for coming in and joining the show. Hold on. Point links. Okay, links is in the chat. That link is my link tree. That link tree has links to all of my social media platforms. Also has links to all of my YouTube pages. Please get involved. Reactions are coming. I apologize. It's been a lot going on. Okay, busy schedule. My schedule's wild, okay, as everybody knows, okay? So please get involved with my link tree and my other YouTube pages too. I appreciate y'all. Listen, this show is year-round, okay? Show's year-round, all right? We have a lot of fun doing this show. I think the next show we're going to do is Friday. I'll let y'all know for sure. And we take live calls, as y'all saw, okay? Now, this is the number to the show, okay? This is the number to the show for the foreseeable future. Y'all see it. That's why it's on the screen. I've had people, with all due respect, I've had people hit me up like, Joe, I don't know how to call into the show. It's on the screen, 515-602-9639, okay? That's how you call into the show. All right, when you call into the show for my new callers, just know I can see you. I can physically see you when you call in. All you got to do is when you call in, you'll hear me talking or talking to another guest, and I'll get to you, okay? I can physically see you. I even tell people. You also see me put it in the chat as well. Hey, you know, your area code, I see you, okay? That means I can see you. I see y'all. I'm going to come to you. Just wait, okay? My hold times are not long, and I get to everybody, all right? Generally, I give my guest about 5 to 8 minutes to, state their case, and then I have to move on. As y'all saw tonight, we moved through quite a bit of calls, had a little time, and of course, Val immediately got back in to get his shine. I respect that, okay? I respect that. I don't have no issues with it whatsoever. I'm all about talking Jets with everybody, but as y'all saw, we cycled through, especially when the lines is hot. We definitely get everybody's takes and opinions. So I give people more than enough time, and I give my callers the last word often, because that's what the show is about, hearing from you. Okay. So we have a lot of fun doing that over here. And we really, really enjoy ourselves. What else did I have to? Oh yeah. This is the number to the show. My show, generally, I start my show at 7 p.m. Eastern most of the time, pretty much all of the time, 7 p.m. Eastern, depending on the days fluctuate. As savages that's been here for a while, they know my schedule's crazy. So it is what it is. All right. So my schedule does fluctuate. But again, I put everywhere, that I'm going live hours before I go live. So y'all will know. Follow me across my social media. I put it on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. Hit that notification bell. You'll get all of my notifications. And I also put it on my YouTube wall as well. So we have a lot of fun. If you want to call in, please call in anytime. But what a lot of people do, okay, and I'm putting this out there, a lot of people, I'm not going to tell y'all who it is. It's Rusty and Val. I'm not telling you who it is, but it's Rusty and Val that do this. What people will do is the lines to the show, the phone lines, open at 6:50 p.m. Eastern, but the show starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Some people have told me that the lines for the show open before 6:50. I don't know. I just, from what I know or remember, that they open at 6:50 p.m. Eastern. So what a lot of people do is they'll call in at like 6:50, wait on the line. The show starts at 7, and then they'll wait for me to, y'all heard today, I quickly move through the topic. I give my little 5 to 10 minute spiel, and then I get straight to the lines. And, they want to be first on the line, so that's why they do that. Again, I have a queue system. I can physically see you. I get to everybody. But a lot of people was like, how does that person keep being first? It's because that's what they do. It's an old trick, okay, that veteran callers learned. I don't know how they learned it, but they learned it. And they and they learned it fast, okay? When I started this show, that's what people started doing. This was years ago. And I was like, how are y'all doing this? And they was like, oh, yeah, we know what's up. I've even had people tell me live during the show, Joe, bro, the line's open before that. Stop telling people that. We know what's up, and we going to get in here. I was told that by a person. Don't worry about it, Joe. Just answer that. Just answer the phone. That's what he told me. I said, whoa. Okay, I respect it. You want to get on the lines. You want to talk that talk. So Outlaw says defamation of character. Skip this part. You see what I'm saying? Hey, y'all know it's not defamation of character if it's true, okay? And Blog Talk works, so it's true. Oh, also, Blog Talk sometimes is trash, okay? It worked tonight phenomenally, okay? But when it is bad, we still have another way for y'all to call in, so don't worry about that, okay? So, yeah, we have a great time doing the show. I have a lot of fun, as y'all saw tonight. There's no cursing on my show. Don't call into my show cursing. I'll get you out of here fast. Also, don't call into my show trying to talk like crazy politics and stuff. I'll get you out of here even faster. Listen, this is YouTube, okay? I love YouTube. There are certain things that you can not say on my platform on YouTube. If you want to have those discussions, then you should go to platforms that have those types of discussions. They will welcome you with open arms, but do not come to my show cursing or talking crazy, because I will. Y'all heard tonight. I'll get you out of here fast. I don't give a crap. Okay? This is my platform. This is YouTube, and I have a family show. I don't stand for that. I'm going to get you up out of here. I don't play those games. I don't. The hell you think this is, Monopoly? I don't play those games. I'll get you up out of here fast, okay? So, please call in with some decorum, all right? And talk that talk about the team. And I'm open to all opinions, team-based, okay? I'm open to all opinions and takes. Don't ever think, you call in, I'm not going to go crazy and yell at people or nothing like that. I'm all about having great discussions. So, yeah, no cursing is my rule. Also, don't call in trying to yell over me either. I'll stop that, okay? Don't do that, okay? I don't stand for that, all right? I don't stand for that. I don't mind people being passionate or nothing like that. You can call in and do that, but don't yell over me, because I'm the orchestrator of the discussion, and if my audience can't hear me, they can't hear you. What kind of discussion can we have? Okay. Salute to Darian Davis. He says, I respect it, Joe. Again, whatever your thoughts are on certain things, that's your thoughts. Please go to those platforms. But this platform is not for that. And YouTube, I don't play those games with YouTube. Okay. I don't. All right. But again, I respect everybody. Okay. I respect everybody. And I want to hear from everybody. Again, I don't care where you're from, what you do. Call into the show and let's talk that talk. Oh, that's another thing. Also, listen, I've had people hit me up. I don't care if you've been a Jets fan for 30 years or 3 minutes. I'm going to say this again, and you know who I'm talking to. I don't care if you've been a Jet fan for 30 years or 3 minutes. When you call into my show, you're going to wait just like everybody else has to. If other people, and again, there's guys that I have that have been calling in for years, and they respect and they wait, and I get to everybody. But don't be hitting me up, and I told this person, and I've told multiple people this, but this person in particular, stop thinking that because you've been a Jet fan for however long that you're better than any other Jet fan. I do not care about that, okay? I don't care that a young kid calls in, he gets on before you. Yeah, that's going to happen. I go down my queue, okay? So I told you that, and I'm telling everybody else that again, okay? I'm keeping it respectful, okay? So that's how this show runs. I don't care if you're a well-known name or nothing. I don't care about that, okay? I don't care if you, 22 years old, you call in, you're going to get the same, hey, let's have that discussion that a 42-year-old person that calls in says, okay? You're going to get the same, same fair, even playing field, all right, to have a great discussion here and state your case, all right? So that's what the show is all about, all right? So we have a lot of fun doing that. So please call in with some decorum and let's have some fun, okay? Also, when you call in, make sure that your phone line is good. Some people call in with those headsets. Y'all heard tonight, there's issue with headsets. Y'all got to come off those headsets. For whatever reason, it makes the situation echo. Y'all be calling in echoing or it cuts y'all off or stuff like that. Please come off those headsets. Just talk directly into your phone and let's have a great discussion, okay? Also, please make sure your signal for your phone is good, all right? That matters a lot. If I can't hear you, my audience can't hear you, I'm just going to move on, okay? We're not going to keep playing these games because they want to have the discussion as well, all right? So that's what it's about here. Again, background noise, cut that out too. Some people call me from their jobs. They be on the jackhammer at the construction job. Listen, I love that y'all call me from y'all jobs. Y'all making money and y'all want to listen. I hear it, okay? But look, put the jackhammer down, okay? So we don't get any crazy background noise. Go down the street and then call in and talk to your boy Joe. That's what I'm all about. And again, I want to thank everybody that listened to me, okay? From, the person that listens to me in the box truck while you delivering your packages or whatever it is that you're doing, to, you at the job making pizzas, to the person, overseas in the UK, out there walking around on they walk and listening to me as they do they jog or they walk. I absolutely love that. Okay. And I want to thank every last one of y'all for listening to me. Again, my overseas audience, crazy. It's crazy. I'm stunned that people listen to me overseas. I'm stunned. Okay. So yeah, please get involved in everything that we're doing here. We also do live game watch alongs. Somebody actually, I think it was Val. Yeah, Outlaw. Are you doing the game? I'll let y'all know for sure. I don't know for sure, but I'll let y'all know if we're going to do a live game watch along. So for those of you that may not know, we watch games together when my schedule allows. And then after the game, we have live radio shows and we have a lot of fun. Okay. I'm kind of thankful that I wasn't live for that Vikings game, because man, that show would have been off the charts, and I would have had to tell people, "Yay, don't curse." I don't allow cursing on my show, so that game I definitely know would have brought out the worst Jets fans, because that was a frustrating loss. But yeah, we have a lot of fun and we do that. So if you catch your boy, I'll let y'all know for sure when we're gonna watch another game together, because we had a lot of fun the last time. I've been doing it for years, so please get involved with me. And again, subscribe, thumbs up, notification bell, hit that, press all, and get involved with everything that I am doing. Share it across your social media with your friends and your family. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. Oh, we also game on this channel too. Sometimes I play some games, Street Fighter stuff. I'll get back to that. There are so many people that are just furious with me because I don't play games as much as I did in the past. My schedule is wild, bro. It's too wild. I'm sorry, okay? But I'll get back to playing games, okay, at some point. Yeah, but we do that here. So if you see that, come on in and talk that talk. We be just talking about life and everything that's going on. And we have a lot of fun doing that. So please get involved. So with that said, let me give everybody a salute, man. Salute JJ. I see you in the building. JJ says, must get the run game going for once, please. Yeah. Salutes to GM. Always good to see you in the building. He says, DJ Reed has been outstanding. We need the O-line. We need the O-line coach out of here too. It's the source of why the plays are not working and Breece's reduction in production. Yeah, man. Salutes to Darian Davis as well. Always good to see you in the building. Outlaw, salutes. Peter, always good to see you in the building. Okay. GVH, always good to see you as well. Salutes to all the savages, man, that joined and said what's up to me. All right. Salutes to Joshua Mars, always good to see you in the building too. Okay. Sarah, always good to see you in the building. Adrian, always good to see you in the building as well. Orlando C, salutes and respect to you, man. I want to thank everybody, man. Everybody that comes on by, says what's up to your boy. All right. And gets involved with everything that I'm doing. Okay. I have a lot of fun doing this, man. A lot of fun. And it's a blast, man. It's a real blast to connect with people, connect with other Jets fans. Oh, and also, hey, this isn't just, we welcome fans of all fandom here as well, but we bleed green on this channel. Let's be clear. Okay. So we talk about the Jets, but I love getting people's perspective from the outside looking in and, talking about what they see the Jets doing and their analysis and breakdown on the Jets as well. I love hearing that too. And we also talk about, your team and what's going on here. So don't be afraid to call in. We've had Falcons fans call in, Bears fans, Patriots fans, all kind of fans call in as well. Okay. Some of them call in and they want to bash the Jets. I'll let it go, but don't go too far. Okay. Don't go too far. All right. But I'll let you get a couple. All right. But just pump those brakes. All right. Don't get too crazy. All right. So with that said, listen, folks, be safe. Be safe, people. There's a lot of crazy things going on in this world. I don't know why, but they're happening, okay? Be safe out here, all right? Sit down with your friends and your family. Have a good meal. Eat some good food. And, let the people that you love know that you love them, okay? Let them know that you love them. It matters to me in my life. I hope it matters to you in yours, okay? That's something that's very important to me. Letting the people that I love know that I love them, okay? Because you never know what can happen. You never know, all right? So salutes to everybody. JJ, salutes to you, man. Salutes to everybody, again, all of the savages. And I'll see y'all on the next show. I'll let y'all know. I'm thinking Friday is going to be the next one. I'm thinking Friday is going to be the next one at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I'll let y'all know for sure. Again, subscribe, hit that notification bell, give the video a thumbs up. So until the next show,